Let's see what happens. Crikey O'Reilly. There you go. A massive delay, so you get to see the click to add type of thing before you think. Let's also see if changing the frame size 100% without complete meltdown.
Hey.
Right. Can I make all of the menu stuff go away? I'm scared to touch anything. Is there a big thing? Right. Phew. Okay. Forgive me if you can't hear me properly. I've got quite a sore throat as a result of, obviously, hours of oral sex. You may laugh, but that's how you get ahead in Terra Circa. Well, I'm glad you're keeping up. Hours spent writing my own jokes is clearly not wasted. Obviously, I don't know if Charlie Borman come out. Is Charlie come to watch the show? Sadly. Oh well. Strange. I've seen his, because obviously he does a lot of travel. I've seen his latest feature film. He's getting back into the acting. He's made a film for BBC Scotland. It's like it's just going to be on TV and everything. Charlie Borman as the man who built the Fourth Railway Bridge. It's obviously fictional. It's totally riveting. I think this used to be something like direct relationship between how far you are from me and how funny you thought that was. There was once again hours in the joke workshop, finally honing that one. So they won't want to hear the one about the concrete film. No. No, it's very poorly cast. Completely wasted lunch. So you two, come back to my tent. Right. This is a disaster. We're still on slide one. How to badly plan your talk. Does anyone have a sensation of some kind of like massive giant egg being fried in the background over there?
It's going to collapse.
It's the urn. It's boiling. Kev, can I ask if you could try and turn the urn off? Because I think it's going to be boiling all the way through. Right. How much does the Greek urn? Right. So this presentation is. Oh wow! Look, Nick Plum's here. And I'd like to quote Nick Plum: "You are not Scott." It's one of the nicest things that anyone's ever said to me. Let's have a round of applause for Nick Plum for doing all of this stuff. Nick is running a business here, as you well know, but I fear that he's, like as any businessman would, is a natural concern that hundreds of people come here today and buy nothing. And that's probably not such a useful end result. So can I urge you to buy something from Terra Circa, if only so that way he makes enough money so that we can do this again next year, rather than it being a one-off because Terra Circa have now gone bankrupt or something like that. Right, so this presentation, although disturbed by the endless conversation of the people next door, yeah, am I wrong to be slightly annoyed by this? There we are. This presentation is about Terra Circa, which is a trip that my brother Gerald and I did, and Gerald is here somewhere. I'm trying to see him in the sea of bald heads. There he is. He sat down so that he can't see anything. But done by Gerald and organised by a friend of mine called Dave Greenhow. He's a friend now, but he used to be a pupil at the school I taught at. I met him in the lower sixth. And when I was a teacher, and his elder brother was on a trip called Mondo Enduro that we did. And when Dave was 18, we left on Mondo Enduro, and like any normal 18-year-old, he wanted to hit the road. Tremendous transformation. He wanted to hit the road, but we went off and did that trip, and he came and saw us off the day we left, and he was gutted. He'd only just passed his bike test, but of course as an 18-year-old, he had no money. And in his own way, he vowed that one day he would hit the road again. Little imagining that he would have to take Gerald and Austin with him. And that was obviously not quite his plan. He wanted to take a lot of his young, strong mates from the TA with him and all that sort of stuff, but they all dropped out at the last minute, and whereas Gerald and I did not. And so unfortunately, so many people regularly think that Gerald and I organised Terra Circa as our kind of like second follow-up trip to Mondonduro, and that's not true. Dave Greenhow here, and he's not here because he lives in New Zealand now. Such is the gulf that exists between us today. But we are, of course, still firm friends, and he's a fantastic person, and I wish he was here so that you could all applaud him, because I think Terra Circa was an amazing trip. And it's amazing not because of me or anyone else, but it's amazing because of Dave Greenhow and his energy that brought the whole thing together. Anyway, at this rate, this talk is going to be, as a maths teacher, I can tell you this rate, this talk's going to be about 4 days long. So we better quickly whistle through. But so there we are, there's the... No, hang on, stand by. Great. Proving, as even the brief knowledge of the Old Testament will show you, that there are forces at work beyond our control. Have you heard that story about Vince Gill, the one in Motley Crue, who used to have like a bottle of water, a litre bottle of water, on his amp at every gig, and it was vodka. And he used to nail it the whole way. Everyone thought, hey, wow, he's rocking hard, swelling out. He would nail a litre of vodka every night during the gig. It's hardly the way to stay in tune, is it? Right, so here's the route. It might seem slightly familiar to you, but we did this in 2001. And that's all I'll say about when it happened. And the idea was, we were heading to this place here, Manhattan, which you've probably heard of. And Gerald and I had motorcycled there before on Mondonduro, and we were very pleased with the idea that we think we were the first Europeans to ever get there on motorcycles. And rather than being incarcerated by a murderous, mustachioed tyrant, why don't dictators have to have facial hair? Well done, you clean-shaven types in the front. Not you, madam, I'm so sorry. So when I say not you, madam, I don't mean she's got a beard. I wasn't suggesting for a minute that you might have a beard. Although, womenwithsideburns.com, have you been there? I head of IT the other day, he was mental, and amazingly has a failed marriage behind him, unbelievably. I head of IT at school the other day. I went to get a coffee, and I saw him, and he goes, and I said, hey, have you been to that website, barelylegal.com? And I thought he'd laugh, you know, and he was like, and he's, I'll be careful what I say, right, this isn't going to work. We developed them one, I'm so nervous, I'm sorry, there's a shaky push, are you taking notes? As a train spotter, the idea that you like write down the name of everyone you ever meet. That's what I do. As a keen railway enthusiast, I'm always on the side of the train spotter. I was watching some pornography recently, and at the beginning of it was a bend over film. And anybody who's watched and enjoyed Bend Over? Right. That's more important. I think all of us now need to stop, hook up the wireless internet, and go to the www.bendover.com. He makes excellent verite, fly on the wall, semen on the face pornography. And this is a red herring. I'm just